Welcome to Moist Nougat. I am the kid.
And I'm Dan Lee.
Again, recording through Skype this week. And It's not necessarily because of anybody being sick. It's because Dan Lee's in Florida again. I had to go get the car, and it just made more sense to drive a couple hours down and see Carrie the Bully and Michelle.
Yeah.
A few more days and then head home.
Yeah, a little rest and rehabilitation. What we're doing is we set up a Christmas party. So we went and got everything, and it's in a pavilion, outdoor pavilion. Strung up lights, put up Christmas tree, hung bulbs, set up.
So you just drive all the way to Florida just to work?
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck it, I'll drive down there in 10 hours, 11 hours, and just give me some work.
Yeah, there's a return though. It's been free food.
Global warming. Like I didn't deep dive. This is more stuff that I didn't come up with 1,000 facts or anything like that. It's just more stuff that I'm aware of that's going on that is kind of scary.
Sure.
Me.
Oh yeah.
So like I said, it's not I'm not throwing out numbers and this and that and basically anything I say, take it with a grain of salt because it could be just complete bullshit anyways.
There's a lot in life that's complete bullshit.
Well, global warming is basically like the planet's warming up.
Sure.
And it's creating droughts.
Right.
And which is in turn causing like food shortages because crops aren't growing like they used to, when the planet's just too warm. And like I said, I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to get all scientific about it. But,
right.
Food shortages is a real effect of global warming.
It seems as though let's think about this for a minute. Extra CO2 in the atmosphere. Okay, we have a lot of ways of putting it there. Cruise ships put it there. Freight coming over from China on all those container ships. Cars, planes. Every jet that takes you off to a beautiful vacation in Europe is spewing filth out of the back end of that jet, just getting you up in the air and landing you. So, and you're having a nice cruise ship vacation. And I saw this comparison. It takes 1,600,000 cars to put out as much CO2 and other gases to equal the amount that a specific cruise line, I'm not going to mention it now because I looked at this months ago, 1,600,000 cars to put out what that cruise ship line puts out in a year as compared to 1,600,000 cars. It's like, wow. And of course, in this country, there's a lot more than 1,600,000 cars.
Well, yeah, there's that many in a single city.
Oh, sure.
I'm more like animal species are becoming endangered at a higher rate because of global warming, like polar bears, tigers, gorillas, all kinds of them because of global warming. I mean, the polar bears are going to run out of places to live because the polar caps are melting. And like I said, I mean, because the ocean is warming, so it's melting all this the ice where there's supposed to be ice, or there was ice, and like I said, again, I'll keep saying this with a lot of stuff because I still think it's going to happen. It would have happened regardless. I think we just sped up the process by thousands of years, probably.
Yeah, we're not slowing it down, that's for sure.
The ocean is getting warmer, which we've already talked about, but it's also rising, which is scary to me because we're losing land mass.
Sure.
When you look at the globe, I mean, it's 80% water,
Mm-hmm.
and because the oceans are rising, we're losing land mass. So, well, eventually there's not going to be. It's going to be like Waterworld, the movie Waterworld.
I know it.
Or if you have a handful of dirt, it's like gold. Future generations have got a lot more worries than we have right now because things aren't going to get better.
What's interesting is so many people drink water just from a bottle now. I don't know if too many people actually go to the sink, fill up a glass with ice, and go to the sink and fill it up. And
I do all the time.
And it seems that those bottles of water, they're everywhere. If it's a family gathering, there's tons of them there. If it's a sporting event, there's tons of them there.
Yeah, it's a convenience thing.
And it's easy to drink half of it and set it down. And that's it. You only drank half of it. Or you could sprinkle some of your Kool-Aid or whatever you want in there, and you drink half of it. I see a lot of bottles that have a colored liquid in it.
All those plastic bottles, so many of them, plastic bottles and straws and all that end up in the ocean and other places. But that's more of a pollution thing, which obviously pollution is contributing to global warming. But that's just.
I see them as a waste of water. I really do.
Well, in the water bottle thing, like when you're at a gathering or something, and it's funny because it's. I don't want to say it's younger people necessarily, because I think it's just. But you have a gathering and then you walk around and there'll be, like you said, there'll be like a half bottle, and it's like nobody knows whose it is. There's a half bottle of whether it's water or Coke or whatever kind of soda. There's a half bottle here. There's a half bottle there. There's this one. Somebody opened one and took 2 sips and it's a full bottle, but it's like
and it's like what the hell do you do? Do you save it?
No.
Go to the lake and dump it in? I mean, otherwise you can pour it on the ground. It's going to evaporate, so some of it goes into the atmosphere.
Right.
But really, they just seem like such a tremendous waste to me.
I think we might have lost Dan Lee. Nope, he's back. Nope, he's not.
Oh, really? What's going on?
Oh, you just froze up for a couple seconds, but you're back. So.
Oh, okay.
And then a lot of people are like, "Oh, all these cattle farms got to eat less meat." Now the methane that we were talking about methane earlier, the methane gases that cows release when they, shit all over the place.
Right.
But it's not compared to some other things. It's only about 4% of the methane gas methane emissions or whatever you want to call it. Whereas electricity is about 30%. Now those are the only numbers I looked up, and like I said,
right.
You could look somewhere else and it might be a completely different number, but I don't think that 4% to 25 or 30% is going to change drastically.
Right.
Yeah. Well, my thing is just misinformation. It's people tend to grab onto something, and that's they learn all they can about that one thing.
Yeah.
But that one thing is only just a tiny little fraction of what the overall problem is. So.
And then
whether it be light bulbs or cattle farms,
and then demonize it to a point where now the public is afraid, and when the public's afraid, now you got I don't know, you've certainly caught their attention,
right?
So, and not in a good way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we started to talk about electricity. I didn't want to beat the electric car thing because we have talked about electric cars several times. But like electricity, like I said, is 25 to 30% of the emissions.
Yeah.
Well, these electric cars, okay, they are definitely better for the environment depending on where the electricity comes from. But producing these cars, building these cars, making these cars, where do you think all that comes from? That's not green.
No, not in the least.
The final product is greener than your combustion engine, but the process of building them isn't any less green or isn't any more green than it is to build any other freaking car. Probably. My thing is okay. So everything that's green is so unaffordable for most people.
Right.
I mean, they have cleaning products and laundry detergent and stuff like that. That's better for because you do a load of laundry and that all that soapy water with all those chemicals is getting spit into the ground somewhere.
Right, and it's going to make it. It'll evaporate out.
Right, but the chemicals aren't evaporating out.
Right.
But okay, so you got this, green laundry detergent that's so much better, and it actually biodegrades and this and that. But it's, $25.
Right.
Or the other one's $10. I can't afford $25 laundry detergent.
For instance, okay, trees. Let's talk about trees just for a second. The good thing is that there are tree farms. And these tree farms are growing a very, very scrubby pine. I mean, there's certain states in the union that are just covered up with these tree farms, thousands and thousands of acres. And that wood is going to a lot of different things. Paper bags, paper for kids to write on in school, you name it. So the idea that someone is buying up huge tracts of forest and just going in and cutting down poplars and hickory trees and oak trees, and it's like, no. You know where that happens? That happens in that new development down the street that's going to have 2,000 new homes in it. And those guys don't want to work around tree roots and trees. So
Right.
they take down the bulldozer, the D9 caterpillars are running through there, knocking everything down. Those are the guys, the developments, the developers. Those are the people that knock trees down. Every other industry out there is going to the tree farms. They're buying their wood from the tree farms.
But I mean, I think the communities ought to say, no, you're like, okay, you're buying this to this swatch swath of whatever the fucking word is.
Yeah, you spell it any way you want. I'm with you.
To build houses on, but you've got to leave 30% of the trees that are there, or 40, whatever the percentage is. But you can't just go in and level all the trees. Well,
we did.
That was our exciting global warming episode.
Yeah, we actually we walked down that road, didn't we?
We did, and it'll be a while. I like being a little bit more loosey goosey with our topics and getting into serious shit because I have a hard time just freewheeling it. I am the more like, if I'm going to talk about something like this, I'm going to go look up a bunch of facts and have a bunch of numbers to throw at you. And I was like, I'm not going to do it this time. I'm just going to kind of go with my own ideas on some of the stuff.
Go with your gut feeling.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for listening. I am the Kid.
And I'm Dan Elite.
Catch you next time.
See ya.